All right, it's
Okay.
happening. They might even be seeing us right now. All right, it's happening. They might even be seeing us right now. Hey, we are live on YouTube, and it's happening. They might even be seeing us right now.
There's feedback, Mike?
Yeah, that's what I was getting rid of, was the feedback. Hold on one second. As we probably let some people join. Da-da-da. Do you want to entertain us with a joke, Will?
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Are you guys having a blast and having fun and singing and dancing and flourishing? Now, as we get into this event for the half an hour YouTube live, the focus today is more and more about love. Love with what's going on in the world, sending anyone, everyone on this in a bubble, on a planet, from fun and singing and dancing and flourishing. Now, as we get into this event for the half an hour YouTube live, the focus today is more and more about love. Love with what's going on in the world, sending.
What I'm trying to do, Will, is be able to see.
Fun and singing and dancing and flourishing. Now, as we get into this event for the half an hour YouTube live, the focus today is on love. Love with what's going on in the world, sitting.
Okay. What I was working on is checking out the chat while on YouTube while we are recording, and that's not really possible. So we're just going to get started. And I did ask April to send me questions when people have them on YouTube through email. All right, William?
All right, buddy. So how are you doing today, Mike? Welcome home and welcome back to the land of the living.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, Mike, are you aware there's only 2 participants?
No, I saw there's 17. Those 2 participants are you and I.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people on.
Okay, well,
they're not on YouTube. They're not on Zoom. They're on YouTube with us.
Oh, perfect. So right now, the main topic for today is love. Love within yourself, as yourself, being yourself, expanding and expressing within and throughout the love that you are. When we look at everything going on globally, we look at everything going on personally. The answer to every conflict, every construct is always love. So right now, let's all send love to anyone and everyone that comes to mind on the planet, any and every situation, any and every scenario within your life. If you're feeling like you're having blocks, if you're feeling stuck, which is right up there with impossible, let's go ahead and take a breath. Let's just go ahead and bring our consciousness through the heart, opening up the heart, front, middle, and back, going up through your sternum, the throat chakra level vortex, front, middle, and back, up through the pineal and pituitary gland and the third eye, front, middle, and back, from the pineal pituitary gland through the master cell, through the frontal lobe of the brain, through the midbrain, through the back of the brain, all the way through the back of the third eye, all the way up through your crown chakra level vortex, all the way up through the mass collective consciousness, always all the way beyond the mass collective consciousness, through the astral planes of consciousness, all the way to the sun. Let's just connect with the sun, the SUN of the universe. Now let's go beyond the sun. But before we go beyond it, let's just hold our consciousness there until the eyes begin to flicker. As we're going into the theta brainwave, which is the brainwave of pure, clear manifestation, let's go beyond that as the eyes are flickering all the way into your central sun intelligence. Just taking a breath, going beyond to the central sun intelligence, and just letting yourself be there. As if you're laying on the ocean, just looking up at the star systems. Let's just let ourselves be right there, right now, cleared and purified. Holding our consciousness there, letting yourself receive more and more light, more and more love, more and more purification, definition, radiance, omnipotence. Letting yourself emanate, but also receive. Let's welcome in the largest divine love wash possible. A wash of love, a wash of light from the whole universe entirely in your total unique perception, your total unique perfection. Let's take a breath. Let's emanate, open up, amplify, accelerate with just more and more light beingness, more and more creator consciousness. Emanating, permeating, and accelerating. Let's bring a stream of that light, a stream of that love, all the way through the physical sun, all the way through the astral planes of consciousness, all the way through the mass collective thought forms, all the way down into and through your crown chakra level vortex with about an 87 foot in diameter. Through the crown, through the third eye, through the frontal lobe of the brain, the midbrain, the back of the brain, through the back of the third eye, going all the way down through your throat chakra vortex, all the way down into, within, and through your shoulders, your upper arms, your lower arms, into and through the chakra level vortexes within the hands, all the way down into, within, and through the sternum, the thoracic vertebrae, all the way through the heart, front, middle, and back. Coming from the heart, all the way down through the solar plexus, front, middle, and back. Just taking a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose, into your lower tummy, front, middle, and back. And now, exhaling. Letting the solar plexus open up front, middle, and back, going all the way down through the thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, all the way below the navel, all the way into and through your creator chakra level vortex, front, middle, and back, all the way down through the sacrum, the coccyx, the root chakra level vortex, the pelvic girdle. Just a nice deep sigh, sending it all the way down and through, into and through your upper legs, your lower legs, into your feet. And now let's all just take another breath. Bring our palms together right in front of the heart chakra level vortex, pushing your feet into the ground on the exhale. So inhale, hold right down below the navel, and now exhaling with pushing your palms together and your feet into the ground. To allow for all of this to integrate. Now, let's go ahead and take another breath. In whom, what, when, where, how, and shape, and form do you wish to send your creator consciousness, your love, your benevolence, your radiance to, towards, or for? It's not because anything is broken. It's because everything is jamming, and now we're doing energetic work together, sending love, sending light beingness into, within, and through, anywhere, everywhere, and expanding upon what's going on globally. not the woe is, but more of, okay, I'm sending love here to expedite the process. I'm sending love here to honor the perfection, but also the disillusionment, dissolvement, and the openness, the radiance, and the benevolence, holding all these beautiful dear ones, all the whole beautiful planetary crush right here in the palm of your hands, lighting it up, brightening up, opening up. Because there truly is no woe is. There's only that of divine right order. There's only that of divine order that now we're infusing, we're opening, we're acclimating, we're amplifying with more and more ease and grace. And now let's even put yourself, your mind, your body, your aura, from all four levels, all dimensions, every cell of your body, all memory of it now, as well as your Akashic record realms. Let's just put it all right here in the palm of the hands. Let's now infuse you with more and more light, more and more love, more and more iridescence, purification, divination, and radiance within and through yourself now, for your highest and best good, and for the highest and best good of all concerned. And so it is spoken, and so it is done, and so it is. And now let's invoke the power of the Chokure to amplify the energy of that light, the energy of that love, to amplify it permanently, and to lock in permanently for your highest best good and for the highest best good of all concerned. And so it is spoken, and so it is done. And Mr. Michael, how does it feel to just be emanating more and more of that light beingness, that pure creator consciousness, without any highs, lows, all of the emotional shenanigans, just to really see things for what they are and how they are, my good friend?
Feels totally vibrant, just additional vibration, frequency, higher level of frequency throughout my body. And well, when I was preparing, reading through the monthly message that will be sent out tomorrow.
Yeah.
How does it work where I'm reading the words that you've written and at the same time I'm feeling them?
Yes.
How does that happen? Like, it's all like, if it is similar to when I listen to you speak, but sometimes I get surprised that it's occurring when I'm reading something.
Yeah, because what's going on, if you read beyond the words, there's so many encodements of light, encodements of consciousness that are coming into within and throughout the meaning behind the words, and all the energy of the meaning behind the words that are speeding up, that are opening up, that are accelerating, and also activating, because each and every frequency and tone and the energy within and through are all beautiful, priceless encodements of consciousness that are opening up, moving up, amplifying with more and more ease, benevolence, and grace, which is going into within and through the cognitive mind, all the way through the subpsyche, all the way to the core of your being, and also all the way into your light bodies that are unlocking all these caverns, but also your caverns of creation, but also opening up within and through the caverns of creation that are going deeper and deeper, more and more lighter, more and more brighter, more and more engaging within yourself and through yourself and for yourself, for your highest best good, and for the activation, emanation, radiance, and radiation within your omnipotence that are bringing forth these encodements of consciousness, encodements of light, beingness, that are also triggering the encodements of consciousness within each and every cell, each and every molecule, each and every facet of your crystalline structure. And where you start to feel more and more the downloading, the embodiment, the acceleration, divinitization, and the activations through your own personal invocations of what you've been asking for from all along that are coming into alignment, my good friend.
Wonderful. And we do have a question, or we have a couple of questions coming in. One of them is from username Cosmic Magnifico. What do we do clearing for? Does it interfere with the soul's karmic process of figuring out and working things out on its own? And what are healers here for?
Number one, the core of all clearing and the purpose of all clearing is to clear, clear, clear so you can love, love, love. Clearing out your own specific, unique judgments. You're clearing out the soul level of consciousness. And I'll share this again, the karmic lattice work, which is where the soul consciousness has had all these vows, contracts, and agreements, is now resolved and dissolved. So now you're no longer here trying to experience through the soul level of consciousness, unless you want to go through wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. You've already superseded the karmic lattice work. So let's go ahead and take the word karma out of our memory banks, out of your focal point. Now we're going into pristine marriage of the higher self and the lower self. The rest of you through the physical you. You're reclaiming the rest of yourself, then also the SUN facet of creator that you are. That's why I take you to the sun. It's the SUN of creator that you are, not the SON, the SUN. Now we come forth, we come into within and through the body principle now, especially from a new energy, especially from a new paradigm, no longer with karma, no longer with all the dogma and all this other stuff. You're coming in cleared and purified. You're waking up to the clarity and clearness and purification of yourself, mind, body, spirit, soul, and form, and dissolving and clearing out and dissolving your Akashic record realms of consciousness to where now you've superseded the soul level of consciousness, because many perceive themselves to be a soul and a mind and a body. Well, why don't we step that up a notch? The soul was there in the karmic lattice work. Now you're superseding, outgrowing the soul level and reclaiming the facet of creator that you are. You are creator, hands down, period. Now you're lightening the load through your Akashic record realms, dissolving the soul level of consciousness from all of these taught behavioral mannerisms and all of these taught, okay, I got to experience this, do that, do my time, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, you're out of that now. Now you're watching the soul level that was so full of all of these experiences, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Then the cause, core, the recording effect of it from first separation to now. Now you're letting all that whole CD of data and information. Let me grab one real quick just to make this a little bit more clearer. Okay, well, it's technically a DVD, but the same thing applies. Okay, so I want you to see this for a moment. I want you to tune into each and every circle within this DVD and CD DVD. I want you to look at them. Each and every groove equals one lifetime of yourself. I want you to look at this whole DVD/CD as your soul level of consciousness, with the all-seeing eye shining right through. When you are the core of the all-seeing eye, that's you as creator. Now, each and every rung on this, in the soul level of consciousness, okay, I've dealt with this, be gone, be gone, be gone. I've dealt with that, be gone, be gone, be gone. I've superseded, overcame that, be gone, be gone, be gone. Okay, I went through all the money is bad and blah, 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 anger, separation, segregation, being tormented, tortured, on and on and on. Okay, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone. Been there, done that. Okay, now we go into the irrational fear scenarios when you've fallen off the boats, fallen off the ships. Maybe you got eaten by a shark. Maybe you become food for the oceanic realms. Maybe you had to walk the plank because of XYZ. Okay, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone. Maybe it was slavery and you're taken against your will over these clipper boats and you died on board. Be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone. Now you're addressing all these life streams, all in this whole soul level of consciousness. So now you, as the all-seeing eye, is coming out now. Out, collapsing it from the inside out and the outside in, to where you start to really supersede, overcome, go beyond all this stuff in all of the karmic lattice works. And this is where we get into vows, contracts, and agreements, missions, on and on and on. You've been at every mission there is for humanity. You've been to every ashram there's been from day one. You've been through all the Tibetan Himalayas, on and on and on. You've been there, done that. Now we're collapsing it all as you, as creator, is opening up, amplifying, radiating, permeating, expanding upon with more and more and more light beingness, to where you no longer have all, because each and every one of those rungs that I was pointing out, they all are different life streams. They're also different barriers. They're different levels of segregation, separation, duality, and polarity. And now you're coming through, right through the source of your being, and you're collapsing it from all the levels and I guess I'd say levels and facets of your aura level, to where, because remember, your natural color is total complete gold. That's your natural state. It's like a gold in a whitish, so it's gold, but it has a hue that turns into white eventually. Now, we can go to Curlian photography. We can do all this and all this stuff and that stuff. Take a picture of our aura, blah, blah, blah. But pictures of the auras are awesome, because it can also be able to show you how far you've come. Now, when you start showing up as total light, total gold, total light and white beingness around the gold attributes, now you know you've made a huge impact, and now you know you've overcome all those different journeys that have been so magnetically polarized and so shut down, held down into place, that you've been superseding, overcoming, superseding, going beyond, beyond, to finally be able to reach a state, reach a calibration within the state of your own magnificence, your own divinity, but your own pristine, divine light beingness that is you, no longer a product of the mom, no longer a product of dad, no longer held down from family curses, genealogy, DNA, youth vitality chromosomes, where you're coming forth and you're coming in, and where you're opening up, accelerating, and radiating as your total divine right order of yourself. Is that better answer, Mr. Michael?
I love that. I really love that analogy. And when I saw your little eye through the CD.
That's you, man.
The next question is from Christine Circa. William, I'd love to hear your specific perspective on the spiritual reason for the Ukraine invasion. This is hard to understand when it is my ancestral homeland.
Okay, I want us all tonight step back, take a nice, slow, deep breath, all the way down to below your navel. I want you to look at all of this for what it is. And this is what I mean, Christine. Let's skip all the woe is stuff. Let's skip my homeland, your homeland, everyone's homeland. Let's skip the power of the survival of the fittest, power of the fittest, and all that fun stuff. I want us all to rise our consciousness up to where we can see it for what it is. I want us all to rise our consciousness up where we no longer see anyone or anything as victimized. I want us to really look at it for what it is. Now, if we go back to everything I've been sharing since I originally came onto the planet, I'm going to revisit that for a moment. Even as I've been sharing through COVID and all the other parts and facets, light is coming through for the humanity and the planetary grid. Light is not just light and wow, singing with the angels, on and on and on. None of what's going on is new. Light is coming into and through each and every crevasse of each and every facet of humanity. Brother humanity, the planet, the planetary crest, all the way to the templates of the planet. Now, what's going on, which I'm really happy about Ukraine, I mean, dear ones are stepping up, stepping into their own power, walking to the best of their ability, walking their own walk. They're rising to the occasion. They're not just allowing themselves to be victims or victimizers. There are more and more as creator consciousness waking up through each and every dear one on the planet. Creator is waking up, creator is opening up, creator is exposing all the stuff that's been swept under the rug for millennia. This isn't new. Putin, Putinites, Trump, Trumpets, blah, blah, blah. Only thing it's doing is going more and more to the core of the source of all that density, all that darkness, sex, power, greed, and blah, blah, blah. And if you notice, it's all being exposed over time. That's why so many dear ones, I was even being presented with something last night of there's protests in the street of Russia, blah, 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 blah. All these dear ones are waking up on both sides of the invisible line. Dear ones are waking up and saying no more, no more, no more. To me, that's no more different than the capital indirection or whatever they call it. You know, it's the same thing. Dear ones are waking up. And the fear, the doom and gloomers are being more and more exposed and being resolved and dissolved and resolved from the whole universe entirely. So this is where we step up from, you know, if the US was being invaded, great. I mean, you know, whatever works for you. It's not about you being a part of a country or culture, color, and creed. It's about you rising above it to see the bigger and bigger picture of all this stuff that's being exposed, and how blessed we are to celebrate humanity for where they're rising to the occasion and saying no more. Now it's happening in Ukraine, it's happening in Belgium, it's happening in Russia, it's happening in the US, it's happening in Canada. So all of these, you know, really all over the planet, Australia, New Zealand, blah, 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 North America, South America, and everywhere else in between, dear ones are rising to the occasion, all the way to the Hawaiian Islands, all the way to the Virgin Islands. And, you know, it's so cool to watch how all of this stuff, everything that's been so locked into place is being shaken up, shaken up, shaken up, and exposed because light is coming through the source. It's also coming from the outside in to finally, eventually resolve all this stuff. I don't care how many tanks you have. I don't care how many pea shooters you have. I don't care if you have a straw that shoots paper wads or nuclear bombs. It doesn't matter. It's that all of it is being exposed from the inside out and the outside in. And it's no longer being supported in a new paradigm.
Yes, it's really wonderful to see that worldwide happening. They're no longer accepting this type of behavior. Okay, Sandy Wolk said, love to you, William. Can you say anything to, and can you share something to the empathetic people at this time?
Yes. Stop it. Stop empathizing and taking all this stuff into your body. You're hurting yourself. You're serving no purpose. If, as we started today, let's show compassion that, hey, I really wish this wasn't happening for you, but I want to be clear for you. It doesn't matter if it's children starving in Africa, Asia, Corona, this, that, or the other, children in the ER. I'm really sorry this is happening for you. I really wish it didn't get to this degree to be happening for you. Now, let's move into our heart, so where we can have compassion for the dear ones, that this is happening for, not to, but for. Doesn't matter what the situation is, doesn't matter what the scenario is. It's happening for you. Now, I want you to take a breath. Now, let's emanate pure lights, pure love to anyone and anything. It's kind of a good practice. I want everyone tonight to watch the 6 p.m. news. I want you to become clear on what's going on around. A bus of children going off a bridge, Ukraine, Russia, US, Corona, Canada, what's his name, you know, and all this other stuff, right? Great. Let's be aware, become aware. Now, at each segment of the news, the media, okay? Each segment of Trudeau and everyone, everything. I want you to step back. This time, I want you to step into your mastery. I want you to send them love, but love from your heart, not because they're broken, not love from your head, because the head cannot emanate love. Only your heart can. Now, I want you to send them love. If it's a murder gone south or whatever, great. Let's send them love, and now let's step into our own mastery and let's assist the dear one home to make a full transition, to spawn them to the sun, to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return. Let's do everything we can right now to step out of empathy and sympathy. That's all judgment-based. That woe is you, you as creator are less than me because X, Y, and Z. You as creator must definitely not know what you're doing as creator. So woe is you, and I'm up here, now you're down there, and I'm going to come in as a savior. Okay, that old paradigm is done. So right now, why don't we send them lots of love, lots of light beingness. If it calls to you, great, join the Red Cross, send a donation, you know, whatever feels good to you. If you want to be physically active with doing something. If you want, you know, great. Take your dinner tonight, fly down to Africa and feed the children. Now from here, I mean, I don't think it'll last all the way through the plane flight and the boat trip and all that. But the point being is, why don't we be proactive rather than victimized? Why don't we be proactive rather than stuck in the head and stuck in the ego about woe is you, how blessed I am? If anything, I want you to sit back and make a list of your whole gratitude list of everything that's going on for you. I mean, wow. By you making a gratitude list, it's going to raise your vibratory levels, your frequencies, your energy, which is still going to affect all of brother humanity, including the planetary crest. If it calls to you, great. Let's join Peace Corps or whatever. If you want to be proactive beyond sending love, well, great. Let's go over there and walk in their sandals. But let's also be clear, even as you do that, you're no longer walking your walk, you're walking another dear one's walk. And you're going in there as the savior mentality, but it's all judgment based because they don't need a savior, they need love. And savior mentality is just right up there with judgment, as if you're more than they are. So why don't we look at creator incarnate there to emanate love, to express love, to send love. Empathy and sympathy, they're all judgments. When do we arise beyond the judgments? And we look at everything for what it is, as the perfection in which it is, as creator emanating, expressing, and expanding, and now emanating that radiance unto everyone exponentially, because now we're going to make a major, major impact universally, planetarily, globally, all the way through the astral planes of consciousness, all the way through the mass collective consciousness, because now we're not absorbing, we're emanating. Does that better clarify that, Mr. Michael?
Yes, William, and thank you very much. And we have one more question, and that's about the Choku ray
Yes.
symbol and its origin, or it just says they would like to know more about the Choku Ray.
Okay. Let me see if I can draw one here real quick. Okay, the Choku Ray, it's kind of backwards on screen, but this is the Choku Ray. Let me write it down. C-H-O Ku Ray. Choku Ray. Okay. You see that, Michael?
Absolutely.
It's a Reiki symbol that was created to amplify the energy of the healing and seal it in permanently. So what that means is when, well, let me put it back up so people can draw it if they want to. It's to amplify the energy of any and all facilitation. And here's also the Seiheki. The Seiheki is right here. Can you write that down? Well, actually, there's no E, there's only an I. Cool. Okay. Seiheki is right by the Choku Ray. That is for emotional healing. This one right here. Now, what these symbols are, sometimes you'll use them, sometimes you won't. I put a Choku Ray every time I get gas on my gas tank. I do experience the car going further on the gas I put in rather than just your run-of-the-mill mass collective sort of getting gas. I put it on the bank accounts. I put it on the staff to amplify the energy of everyone and their light beingness, to amplify the energy of it and to lock it in permanently. I do it for you when I do energy work. I do it for anything and everything that presents, to amplify the energy of it and to seal it in permanently. So if it's gas, if it's I want the bananas to last longer, great. Choku Ray, bring it on, let's go. Now, with the emotional healing, which I want to go back to the heartfelt question about the empathy and sympathy. Let's go ahead and put a Seiheki right there for emotional healing. Now let's put this Choku Ray to amplify the energy of your emotional healing and seal it in permanently. Many get confused about being empathetic and sympathetic. All of that, I just really want you to visualize it with me. All of that you're bringing into yourself and you're clearing it through your mind, your body, and your aura. That is not assisting you. It's hurting you. You're taking on the issues, the problems, the emotions of the world, the mass collective as well. You're bringing it into and through your body. And this has been going on for millennia. This is why so many hypothetical healers become ill. Now, I am not a healer. I will be the first one to say that. I am an instrument and I am a facilitator. For me to be a healer, I have to take responsibility for your healing, and I have to take responsibility for your illness. So therefore, I'm not willing to take responsibility for your healing or your illness. To be a facilitator is to be that instrument and conduit of divine clear consciousness, that I am a clear and perfect channel for divine love and truth, whether I'm doing hands-on, whether I'm speaking. So I'm a clear and perfect channel of divine love and truth, and I am always connected to and as my source. To assist in the facilitation of your body regenerating, removing cancers, removing issues, conflicts, removing covetosis, removing whatever has been in your way. But I'm not going to take that on myself as my duty and responsibility. I am an instrument and I am a conduit of love, of light, and divine right order. Now, I want you to say that to yourself right now. I am an instrument, I am a conduit of divine right order. I am my beloved or one. I am always connected to my creator consciousness or creator source. Now, I want you to feel that with me. I want you to even feel the vibrational frequencies and megahertz of light that speed up within and throughout your body. I just want you to feel it a lot more than a healer per se, because a healer, it's a very small, little tiny box. So let's toss the box out the window. I'm a clear and perfect channel of divine love and truth. I'm a clear and perfect conduit of divine love and truth. And I am always connected to my divine source. And as we go there, how does that feel for you? We're in this body on this planet as creator expressing through karmic. Can we actually literally take the veils off to see all these other creators incarnate, going this way, that way, that way, that way, whether they're awake to being creator incarnate or not, it's not really important. You know who you are as creator expressing through karmic. So I would assume that you would not judge these other facets of yourself or of creator. Isn't that amazing? So can you imagine for a minute, what would your life be if you didn't play empathy, sympathy? You're sensitive. I want to honor that. You're sensitive to the energies, everything else around. But now we could put a figure eight there, you on one side, the world on the other, to where you're not internalizing the energy of the world, but where you, as an instrument and a conduit, as an amplifier of source and your creator source consciousness, can emanate, permeate, radiate, accelerate. And what you'll find, the more that you go there, all this little me stuff, all the emotions, all the judgments, all the internalized perceptual realities, they start dissolving up and away. And then you can bring in the Honshu Shonen, or you can just go dimensional and connect with anyone and everyone when you're facilitating, as you are that light that you are. All right, Mr. Michael.
Wow, William, that was wonderful and fantastic. And thank you, everyone, for joining us with your wonderful questions, assisting us all. And we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Namaste.